Story time!
Disbelieving Dusty by Lucy Varley. If I were a bumblebee, a clever little fellow, all my friends would marvel at my stripes of black and yellow. I'd fetch pollen and make honey so that everyone could see there's no creature in this garden who works quite as hard as me. If I were a robin with a chest of ruby feathers, I'd take worms home to my family, where we'd feast on them together. The children in the garden would spot me and they'd say, "Grandma says a robin means that snow is on its way." If I were a rabbit with silky velvet ears, I'd hop around the garden and win races to great cheers. I'd groom my coat and fluff my tail and make the children's day whenever they come home from school and decide they want to play. If I were a sneaky fox, my fur a rusty red, I'd creep into the garden when the world has gone to bed. I'd summon all the animals and teach my crafts and schemes. I'd enchant them with my cunning ways under twinkling moonlight beams. If I were a butterfly with silky rainbow wings, I'd flutter around the garden as the handsome blackbird sings. I'd leave a trail of colours so vivid, bold and bright. "You're beautiful," my friends would sing, as with a swish my wings took flight. But alas, I'm just Dusty the moth, so dreary, grey and old. My wings are dull and tattered, never beautiful nor bold. No mesmerising colours for creatures to admire, and with very little purpose, I might as well retire. No dazzling patterns mark my wings, nor am I so clever. I can't dig up the ground for worms, or predict the weather. I can't make delicious honey, nor can I teach crafts. And when I try to sing at dawn, everybody laughs. My reflection in the garden pond shows how dull and drab I am. I'm alive, I should be happy, but I just don't think I can. I must hide within the treetops, for I just don't fit in here. I'll never be a wonder like my old friends, I fear. As Dusty Moth curled up and cried, her friends gathered in dismay. "We must show dear Dusty her beauty. We just have to find a way." Late that night, the owl swooped down from the treetop with a plan. "If we pull this off," he said, "it'll show how wise I am." The animals huddled beneath the stars and with a whisper vowed to show that moth she too was loved amongst that splendid crowd. The very next day, when the sun rose high and the children left the house, the animals gathered around the pond and called on their good friend Mouse. "You're so quick and nimble and fit through the smallest gaps. We need you to sneak inside. Take the door from off the latch." As the heavy door creaked open, in Robin and Blackbird flew, to bring a special something that could change that poor moth's view. "Oh, please, Dusty Moth," the creatures called, "come down here if you may. We have a sight to show you, and it might just make your day." As the forlorn moth floated sadly down to the pond, she saw a mirror. With the help of this contraption, you may just catch a glimmer of how wonderful you really are. And although you cannot see, the truth is, said the butterfly, you're as beautiful as me. As Dusty peered into the pond below her, she could see the tattered wings which broke her heart and fueled her misery. But then her lovely birdie friends raised the mirror to reveal the parts of Dusty that from herself had always been concealed. Brilliant blazes of yellow, pink, purple and orange too. Floral stamps across her wings in green and ocean blue. Her silky wings sparkled bright as her eyes filled with tears. I can't believe I didn't know. I wasted all those years. The majestic moth swooped and dipped, casting a rainbow in her wake. To think I was just dull and grey was such a big mistake. I'm so glad you showed me who I really am. To hide would be a sin. Who could have guessed these dusty wings could hold magic within? The end. We really hope you enjoyed this story. Come back another day for another amazing Breakfast Boost Challenge story. Bye.